So, for anybody who doesn't know, the Aftermath podcast episode for Retro Rewind Days of Old, Spotify and YouTube, is just talk about how the stream went, what we thought of the stream, what we thought of the game, what was the hardest parts, what was the best parts, stuff like that. And then normally watch a few clips, but not a whole lot of clips were made, so we're just gonna skip that part this time. And where clips are being more implemented now, we'll hit it for after Pokemon Red. Now, after Pokemon Red, the aftermath is more of like a overall season talk. So, my first question for everybody is, what did you think of the game? Because my thing is, I think the game was great, right? The story didn't really hold me for too long. The ending I thought was very good, probably because it ended. And other than that, it was very repetitive. Same place, as I'm sure everybody else would say. Same place, same everything. It's very slow pace. I knew the game was slow, but I thought it would have picked up eventually, and it didn't. It stayed slow until the very end. With that last boss, it picked up a little bit, which was kind of unfortunate. I wanted to love this game so much more than what I actually do. What's everybody else's thoughts? Jesta said same. It was a decent game, but dragged on. Felt like absolutely dragged on. Rise and plot wasn't bad, but the repetitive nature did kind of kill the game for me personally. I loved the ties at the end. It was great. I feel like the ending was just kind of what made the game for a bit, which is kind of bad because it's the end of the game. Justice says a change of scenery would have been much appreciated, so the last boss was a treat. Absolutely. 100% seeing that you only go to the new area of that manor, 3 times? So that was pretty dope. We spent a lot of hours in this game. I think it's like 25 stream hours playing this game. It went on for 12 weeks. I'm pretty sure this is the 12th week. What's your thoughts on the stream altogether of this game? It was long. Pokemon Red's gonna be even longer, but that's totally different conversation. Nobody caught that Pokemon. For anybody listening on Spotify or anywhere else that this podcast is on, we're doing this live on Twitch right now. Recording this live on Twitch, so you'll hear things about Pokemon because there's a community game in the chat where you can catch Pokemon. So if you want to join the stream one time, you head over to Twitch and look for V's Retro Rewind Days of Old, and give me a follow so that you can join the lives as well. Ryzen says, well, this was just because of being lost most of the time. Facts. Justice says, definitely had a decent and different concept. Yeah, I feel like if they touched more on the Kuz family mansion, it would have been a decent story. But I guess they wouldn't really do that if they did it for the first game. But if it's like a trilogy, they should have played a little more onto it. Dark Panda says, I was really looking forward to this game, but then got very bored with the same place all the time. It was a good game, just took forever. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I had a lot of fun streaming it though. Right, there was a couple frustrated moments, especially when I was getting lost and stuff, and obviously some weeks were a little slower than others, especially when the game started dragging. But near the end there, the streams really picked up with it, which is great. My other question for you guys is, what was your favorite part of either the game or the stream itself? I have 2 favorite parts. I think One of them was the boss fight of the game. It was probably the most exciting part of that whole game. It was a blast to do. It actually had me like sweating a little bit, you know? And hit me with the voices, I see you. And I love the warps. Within the duration of this game, the warps that we covered, the retro warps, were great. There was a lot of good ones in there. Justice said, scaring the crap out of you. Yeah, there was a couple screams that got me for sure. Screams worked really well in the game. Walker Pro says, absolutely. It's gonna be crazy though. Those are gonna be put to rest for a while because the next one's Pokemon, so it's not really much use for it. I guess if you try hard enough, you might be able to scare me with them still, or I might just get confused on why I'm hearing it in Pokemon Red. Wonder Woman says the screams were the best and the scary sounds. Makes sense. Justice says, oh, I will continue to try. Yeah, what did you guys think about the list of warps we covered? The retro warps in the duration of this game. And what was your favorite warp? If you can remember some of them in the duration of this game. I think my favorite warp would have been what's the name of it now? God Hand. Oh, actually I have two. God Hand and Bouncer. I really enjoyed those warps. Those are really good warps. And I look forward to getting to those games. Ryzen says, oh, I can't say there's a few good ones. Makes sense. Justice says, Mega Man X, God Hand, Bouncer, Secrets of Evermore. Right on. Love it. Mega Man X was pretty dope. I can see me enjoying that game if I get into more. God Hand, fantastic. Bouncer, fantastic. And Secrets of Evermore. I can see me getting into that once I get the hang of things. Dark Panda says Crazy Taxi was fun. Absolutely. Ryson says all of them. He loves absolutely all of them. Justice says, oh, and Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie was fun. That's another thing I need to get. I need to get a GameCube and a 64. Justice said it's hard to pick. Oh, I agree. 100%. But I think out of all of them, for me, like I said, God Hand and Bouncer took it. 100%. What was your least favorite part about the stream and or game itself? I'm sure I speak for everybody when I say my least favorite is just the consistent atmosphere, like the manner, the place. Ryzen says it really is that's why I said all God Hand looks fun as shit. Absolutely. Justice said it's been fun getting all the suggestions. I love what games people will come up with, especially because there's so much I haven't heard of, right? Justice says lack of color and dry. I mean, that's fucking well put. That is well put. Ryzen says only in the manner. Yeah, I didn't like that either. But definitely dry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did enjoy the game for the most part. Like I said, I wanted to love it more than what I actually did. But it never really picked up. Ryzen says aiming the camera looked like a pain in the ass. It was. There wasn't really like a quick draw. And if there was, I didn't learn how to do it. But yeah. I think that's good enough. That's definitely good. I don't really have much more to say. Is there any final thoughts anybody wants to add before I wrap this up. Walker Pro says, didn't they remake the game? Nah, they didn't remake Fatal Frame 3. That'd be kind of cool though. Justice says, even the ghosts to me looked the same. A lot of them did, yeah. I think they reused the sprites. Ryzen, they should. Absolutely. All right, guys. So that is the aftermath for everybody on Spotify. That is the aftermath for Fatal Frame 3: The Tormented on PlayStation 2. Took a hell of a time to beat this. Justice said the last boss did, however, look like a lot of fun. It was the funnest part of the game. I'm not even gonna lie. The funnest part of the game. The beginning and the last boss. The funnest part of the game. So next we're going to be talking about Pokemon Red. That episode will drop in a couple days. So for anybody here in chat, you can, if you go and follow my Instagram, if one of my mods want to drop to social media, I'll be posting what day the Pokemon Red or Nintendo Game Boy drops, where me and Ryerson talk about Pokemon Red and our experience and memories of it, and then we'll be going into streaming that game all the way through. And Pokemon Red is the final game of Season 2. And what'll happen is, after the Season 2 final game has been beaten, there'll be one more stream after that. It'll be a Retro Warp stream where I do 3 hours of warps, each Retro Warp lasting 15 minutes. And we're going to be going through a good chunk of games. So your game could end up on that list if you want to look out for it. And then after that, there will be a 2-week break where there will be no show for 2 weeks. I might throw up a rerun here and there, but we'll be prepping for Season 3. So yeah, with that said, thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.